Good morning. Welcome to this week's Rational Thinking with me, William Jones from the UK Corporate Dealing Desk. This video, I will provide an overview over the main driving factors for the major currencies over the past week. So firstly, we're going to talk about the Great British Pound. Over the week, the headlines have been dominated by Theresa May's meeting down at Chequers, which is her country house. The idea of the meeting was to agree upon the finalised Brexit plan. Following the meeting, several ministers felt that the agreement didn't ultimately fulfil the original Brexit plan. They felt that this was Brexit only in the name of. So we saw some resignations from David Davis and from Boris Johnson following the meeting. We would have expected the pound to have struggled following this, but we had some growth figures out from the UK which were positive and showed that the UK economy has grown at 0.3%. So now we're going to talk about the single currency. Whilst there wasn't any major data releases out for the EU, we did have some comments from Mario Draghi, which were very bullish. And Draghi was very positive on the state of the Eurozone and growth as a whole. So now we're going to move on to the greenback. Over the past couple of months, the trade war and Donald Trump have dominated the headlines. However, this week we have had some positive figures in the shape of the producer pricing index and the consumer pricing index, which have been very good for the US economy as a whole. The data, it supports the expectation that we're going to see 2 more interest rate hikes out from the US. Jerome Powell, who's the new federal chair, he's been speaking over the past week. He's been commenting that he's been sleeping well and he feels that the US economy is doing very well. And so finally, on to next week, we have some key data releases out from the UK and the US. From the US, we have the retail sales figures, and from the UK, we have jobs and wages, inflation, and retail sales. So thank you very much for joining us for this week's Rational Thinking.